After a long time, AMD finally revealed its mid-range graphics cards in the RDNA 3 lineup, and as usual, AMD shared a few slides on both the RX 7700 and 7800 XT. While we have already talked about the 7800 XT in several videos, the 7700 XT is something that has come under the spotlight for the first time. When we talk about the specs of these GPUs, the 7800 XT will come with a full Navi 32 die and 60 compute units, while the 7700 XT will bring a slightly cut down version with 54 compute units. The 7700 XT brings cut down specs in almost every area except for the boost clock speed, which sits about 2.5 GHz. As previously rumored, it will come with 12 GB of GDDR6 memory on a 192-bit bus, and that's the most important stuff we need to know about. As for the pricing, AMD has priced the 7800 XT for $499, which is definitely much better than we previously assumed, and if you have seen one of my recent polls, most of you voted that the 7800 XT should cost $499. So this is definitely a good move by AMD when it wants to throw it against the $600 RTX 4070. Now moving on to the RX 7700 XT, it is priced at $449, which is looking just fine. Neither too good nor too bad, but this is a pretty controversial pricing if you consider all the factors in today's GPU market. What I see here is that unlike the normal competition between the two GPU manufacturers, this time AMD is not only going against Nvidia but also against itself. First, if we compare the 7700 XT to the 4060 Ti, it falls between the 8 and 16 GB models of the Nvidia cards, both specs and pricing wise. Here, according to AMD's own benchmarks, the 7700 XT is around 12% faster than the 4060 Ti across 19 titles that include both rasterization and RT performance. This definitely makes the 7700 XT a better choice over the latter, especially the 8 GB one, which faces trouble in some titles due to lower VRAM. Keep in mind that these are first party benchmarks which can come out to be a little different to the third party results. Now the problem comes in when we compare the 7700 XT against its own predecessor, which is the RX 6700 XT. Now even though the RX 7700 XT brings better specifications and of course better performance, the 6700 XT can be bought for $100 less at the moment, and it's unlikely that the $100 higher price of the 7700 XT will bring justice to the performance gap. Yes, there are some benefits like AV1 encoding support and better ray tracing performance if you go with the 7700 XT, but until the 6700 XT goes totally out of stock from the market, it's hard to justify the pricing of the 7700 XT. If AMD priced it at $400, it would have been a great deal, but $450 is a little controversial right now. Still, it is a better launch price than the 6700 XT, which was launched for $480. I believe that the 7700 XT still has the potential to be a good GPU, but the 7800 XT looks more appealing now as its true pricing has been revealed. That said, AMD has planned to launch both the cards on the 6th of September, which is also the release date of AMD sponsored Starfield. Users who buy any of these cards will get the game for free, which is a plus point because currently Starfield is not only the most expensive title out there, but it is also the most expensive one to make, and according to some reports, it took $200 million to produce this game. I don't know if AMD is bundling these cards with the Constellation Edition that costs $300, but even if it is a $70 base game, it still looks like a good deal. Now lastly, after a long time, AMD finally revealed some details about FSR 3, and according to video cards, Forspoken and Immortals of Avium are going to be the first two games that will get FSR 3 support. From this slide you can see that without FSR, AMD claims that Forspoken gets only 30 plus FPS at 4K with ray tracing on, but with FSR 3 turned on, the FPS reaches triple digits. However, if you look closely, it is actually in the performance mode, which most likely means lower visual quality. Secondly, this is AMD's own benchmark, so it might not be that effective in real testing. Still, even if FSR 3 doubles the FPS, it would be a good competitor to the DLSS 3, which uses frame generation. Here AMD named it the fluid motion frames and combined it with the anti-lag feature. So I believe that it is somewhat closer to DLSS 3 but not as good as the latter. Also, AMD is looking much behind Nvidia when it comes to such technologies, as Nvidia recently announced its leveled up DLSS 3.5, which not only enhances the gaming performance but the ray tracing is way better than ever before. In this video you can clearly see how realistic the light reflections get with the DLSS 3.5. Apart from that, the light reflections are quicker than ever. So AMD definitely has a long way ahead to catch Nvidia in such features. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below, and also share your opinions on the RX 7700 and 7800 XT. Lastly, hit the like button if you found the video informative and subscribe for more videos like this. Make sure to turn on the notifications to never miss any future videos, and I will see you in the next one.